Hello everyone, I'm back again, and today we're going to do a little knife review. These are Blackjack knives. I've owned them for probably almost 20 years now. And it's just a small part of my knife collection, but I'd like to share it with you. They're all tool steel, very, very high quality. This is going to be easier said than done with one hand, but this is the Model 5. This is my go-to knife for everything. I've cleaned deer, squirrels, rabbits, fish, if you name it, I've cleaned it with this knife, and it's always done a great job. It's got a chestnut handle, a stainless steel pommel. It's got a through tang, full tang, it goes all the way through the knife. A little brass guard on it, some nice little spacers. It's a very well made knife. It's heavy, but it's not too heavy. I don't know with the lighting in here. What does that say? A2 tool steel. Very, very nice knife. There's the Blackjack logo on there. Can I get that in there without it shining? Probably not. This is the Model 5, and like I said, this is my go-to knife. If I'm at camp, this knife is on my belt. And I carry it everywhere with me out there. You can see it's well used. Look at that. There's scars on it and dirt on it, and I've done everything with this knife. And I have had to sharpen it, of course, but the blade is held up nice. Now this is the Model 7 with a leather handle. It's also, these are all full tang knives, and I put the lanyard on that. And I believe I put the lanyard on that one too. It's a little leather lanyard, leather handle. Again, through tang, stainless steel pommel, some nice spacers down there, nice spacers up there. Oh, the lighting is terrible in here, isn't it? Made in the USA, if you can make that out. Beautiful knife, and sharp. These are very sharp. Blackjack sharp, that's their logo. They have a convex edge, which is a little unusual, but it works good. It's a nice thick blade. What's that, a 1/4 inch thick probably? Pretty close to it. Very, very well made. I've split firewood with this. I haven't cleaned any animals with this. In my mind, it's a little too big for that. This is more of a splitting up some kindling or lopping branches off of trees. It's heavy enough that you could use it like a machete. But a very, very nice knife. And that's the sheath that it came with. Now this one, which is this one, this is called the Halo. That stands for High Altitude Low Opening. It's a parachutist knife. I was a paratrooper in the Army years ago. Did not use this knife. I had to use what I was issued, but I would have loved to have had it back then. But the much, much larger guard on this, if you notice. And a short stubby blade, but very, very well made. Don't know what the handle material is. Not sure, micarta, something like that. But nice fit. This lanyard came with the knife. I didn't put that on there. And the sheath, this is the sheath that it came with. Very well made. It's a little dirty. You can see these knives have been around a while. You can put it on your pack with the little loop there. You can put it on your belt. A little hole there. It's got the... Pull it apart if you want to. Strap it to your leg. That came with it. A little, would you call that a lanyard? I don't know. But you can strap it to your leg. It is a big knife. It does have a little pocket on the outside. And some people would put a sharpening stone in there. Personally, I leave the sharpening stone in the pack. And I like to just put like a multi-tool or something like that in there. You never know when you need something like that. And it's right there at your fingertips. Another good, well-made knife. This one is AWAC. It's all weather, all conditions. I am not sure of the tool steel. Does it say on there? Blackjack Custom Blades, Effingham, Illinois, USA. But it does have the little AWAC logo on there. Like I said, AWAC is all weather, all conditions. This steel is cryogenically treated to 300 below zero. So if you're out, of course you're not going to be out in 300 below zero, but if you're out in very, very cold conditions, this blade will not break on you. Well, not as easily, I should say. if you're out in 50 below 0 Fahrenheit, a standard blade could snap. And this is designed not to do that. So, you know, depending on where you're going, that could be a handy knife. Again, very well made. And also, same sheath. You know, like I said, I like to keep a multi-tool or something like that in there. What do I got in this one? I've got a buck knife in here. It's kind of like the Swiss Army knives. A little bit of everything in there, scissors and all that stuff. You guys have seen those before. And this last one is called the Hilt Fighter. And as it sounds like, it's made for fighting. Let's see. It's got that little finger grip right there. Gives you a good grip. You get that up between your fingers like that, and very difficult to pry that knife out of your hands. And a very long, very sharp blade. Believe it or not, my wife steals this knife from me every now and then if she's carving up a lot of meat. It works good for that. Again, carbon steel, made in the USA. It's got the Blackjack logo on the back. I wish I had better lighting for you guys. That doesn't help any. But again, nice. Can you see it's got like a wood grain micarta handle. Kind of hard to see probably. Again, full tang, stainless steel pommel, nice spacers. It's got the double hilt, or sub-hilt as they call it, Hilt Fighter, Model 7. I don't believe you can buy these anymore. I could be wrong, but I've looked around. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen this one anymore, the AWAC or the Halo, and neither one of those I have seen anymore. So they may be out of circulation by now, which makes them more valuable, you know. So there's just a small part of my knife collection. I have many more in the house. I'll do some more knife reviews. And here are a couple that I made myself, just for the hell of it. I want to throw those in there. This is made from an old file. The handle is walnut. It's got copper and brass for a guard. It's 1/4 inch thick, very thick. It's actually pretty heavy for such a small knife. But it's just for some small delicate work, cutting some rope, something like that. You're not going to do too much with it. It's just a little fun knife to make, you know what I mean? This is kind of like, actually this came from the same file if I remember right. And again, walnut handle, brass guard, and decent sized blade on it. And it's a heavy knife, maybe a little too heavy for the size of it. It's pretty weighty. And these sheaths actually were the tongues from an old set of boots of mine. And no jokes about them smelling, please. But this is another one that I made from a file, also much thinner file. This is about 1/8 of an inch thick. It's got brass guard on it with some file work. Can you see that in this light? I've got some nice file work on it. It's nice and shiny. It's a oak handle. File work there on the pommel, and a little brass bolt on the end. This is a through tang also. Actually, what I did was I took the steel, the file, and at the end of the file I brazed a piece of brass to it in the center here, and extended the brass all the way through the end, threaded it, and I made the bolt too. Actually, I got tap and die set, so I put those together. Excuse me, gives it a little bit more strength, and this one's actually very lightweight. You know, like I said, it's only 1/8 of an inch thick. Very handy little knife, and very sharp too. Well, it could probably use a good sharpening. I do use it a lot. It has seen a lot of use, and that just slides in there. Easier said than done. The only complaint I have about this is, see how the knife pokes through the end there a little bit? I just slipped that in my back pocket. Always worried about stabbing myself in the ass with it. Haven't done it yet, but it's always on the back of my mind every time I sit down. It's a cute little knife, ain't it? Anyway, Blackjack knives. I can't say anything bad about them. Like I said, this one is it's my go-to knife. I do everything with this, whether it's splitting wood, cutting up saplings, cleaning animals, whatever. It does it all. And it's just a good size, a good weight. And all of these go camping with me on a pretty regular basis. Although, to be honest, I wouldn't want to do anything that would damage them at this point. I'm not going to get silly with them. This one you can still buy. I don't know what they cost now. I want to say I paid probably $70 for it 20 years ago. I hate to think what they cost now. I know this one was well over $100 20 years ago. If you could even find them now, I bet that's an expensive knife. So, there you have it. A little knife review. Hope you enjoy. Talk to you soon.